Welcome back to another episode of the Gimmick podcast.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Tyler.
All right, so you had some ideas what you wanted to talk about today?
Dude, I told you I have no idea.
Okay. Well, I think I got a couple.
Okay.
For one, I'm excited. They're talking about doing a Daria reboot.
Okay.
Which sounds fun, but it sounds like we're going to follow Jody and we're not following Daria necessarily.
Yeah, you might want to explain who is Jody.
So Jody is a character from the original series. It's one of Daria's classmates. She's the black girl in school, which often her storylines kind of play into that. In her sense of feeling pressured to join everything, to, be the token black girl, to, she kind of like, she's an interesting character in this series, and I've always really liked Jody. And having rewatched Daria in the last couple of years, I find myself sitting there saying, "Yeah, listen to Jody. Listen, yes, Daria. Yeah, she's right. Okay, listen to her." And as much as I love Daria's sarcastic cynicism, with this kind of rigid moralism she has, Jody fits better for today. As a character, she's way more sincere. She's optimistic. Just next to characters right now, the cartoons right now, your Steven Universe, your just all these other shows, she fits in a way in this generation, in a way that Daria fit so well back then. But I think nobody wants the same Daria. That doesn't make sense. Daria came from a particular time and place. And I think now having a Jody centered thing would be really cool for now. I guess we're following her from her first job on. And seeing what all she does. I feel like she'll probably be involved in some kind of political activism, all that, that kind of she's definitely was a poli-sci major for sure. Maybe a minor in business. Jody was hella smart too. So, she's running organizations and she's doing all this stuff. But at the same time, you can also explore with Jody, because one of the things that Jody and Daria teach each other a little bit is it's okay to say no, Jody. You do so much. It's okay to not be.
You are talking very lightly right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's one thing Daria and Jody kind of Jody learns from Daria is to be okay with, taking a little time to relax and not having to be always involved in everything all the time. And Daria kind of learns from Jody to be a little more accepting, to be a little more optimistic, to kind of chill a little bit on this little moral high ground she's got going.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that show sounds so boring.
It's going to be so good.
She got a job and she got a major and she got...
That's all speculation. They just say they're going to follow her on her first job or whatever after school.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's also potential for someone like Jody to get burned out. And maybe Jody rediscovering her passion again and that optimism. That also feels very in line with that character too. There's a lot of things they could do with it and that I really enjoy. It kind of feels like we told Daria's story, and I'm happy with Daria's story. No, we don't need that right now. As much as I'll always love Daria,
this Twitter is fucking troll, hilarious.
Every troll on Twitter thinks they're fucking Daria.
This Jesus Christ. You act like because you watch Daria and you're a fan of Daria that everybody got their sense of humor or whatever from Daria.
No, but literally, I could, anybody's retweet, I could practically say it in the Daria tone, and it sounds just like dialogue she would say. Everybody clapping back thinks they're fucking Daria. Okay. They all want to be Daria, or they're trying to be, or they think they're that cutting and witty and sarcastic. No, you're not. They all want to be. Everyone's aspiring to that. But then Daria also kind of has the flip side of that too, of that, how lonely is it up there on your high horse there, honey? Because it must be quite lonely. But at the same time, you have episodes like The Quarterback where everybody, like, Daria says something kind of mean to this dude, this old quarterback that comes back to the school because he's getting some goalpost named after him or something. And this dude is being an asshole all day long to everybody. And Daria just keeps seeing it. And so finally he turns and tries some bullshit on her and she's like, oh, hell nah. Okay, here's how this goes. Like, she just, with like 3 sentences, just breaks his back. Like, it's devastating. Like, damn. And then this guy dies. Like, 20 minutes later. So she's feeling shitty she's feeling like she should feel shitty about what she said. And that Jane feels shitty. Daria's trying not to feel shitty. But everybody's coming to Daria because she's the misery chick. Everyone wants to talk about how sad they are around her. Like, they've compartmentalized her as the person to go to when you're sad. Because they all assume she's sad. It's like, no, I'm just a realist, man. I don't mince shit. But at the same time, you don't gotta be that brutal.
Dude, I don't know what is so appealing about that show. It was like every time I'd see a preview or a trailer or whatever on TV, it just looked like somebody that was cardboard.
No, that's
She's just
the
like,
joke.
I'm Daria.
That's
not a funny joke. It's boring.
She's dry and sarcastic. It's like kind of her thing.
Yeah, but what makes that interesting?
Where have you girls been all our lives? Oh, we were born in this room. We thought we would die in this room. And now you're here, and our true lives can begin.
You gotta stop moving away from the mic like that. It doesn't pick you up.
So funny.
Yeah.
These two guys trying to hit on them like in the goofiest way. It's just like the sarcasm just it's so Daria's the queen of like 2-sentence comments that just devastate you. It could just be a word and she can fucking devastate you.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you design something for her. They set it up so she can knock it out of the park because she's the main character.
But then at the same time, it rolls back around because Daria, like I said, she's kind of, part of her thing is she's kind of up on this moral high horse sometimes. She's very rigid. She's very like, this is black and this is white. Period. That's how it is. There's no gray here. This is right. This is wrong. There's no in between. There's no room for discussion here. Which is, not the best. The absolutes are not the greatest way to deal in the world. And part of the show is her dealing with those grays. And learning, you know what? You don't got to be that mean to somebody. You didn't have to say that shit that hard to the quarterback. As satisfying as it is to watch. But there are times where, the show lets Daria be right, but then there are times where it's like, hold up, calm down now, just a little bit. You don't need to be so, Daria's sarcasm is reserved for the people who understand it. She can be a little, teasy, but when it's a cutting comment, it's because you made her really angry or really annoyed. She kind of there's a cheerleader character on the show, Brittany, and she can be a little sarcastic with her, a little but she's never full out go for the jugular. She's never full out mean to Brittany because it's really easy to make Brittany one-dimensional. As you know, she's just
we gotta move on.
Cheerleader with the perky.
We gotta move on.
No
I just realized. For some reason, I let this go too long because how many people probably a lot of people haven't seen the show. So you're just talking about this stuff that they just aren't gonna care about at a certain point,
maybe
or some. I don't know.
But I do like that. It's Daria seeing things in more than 2 dimensions. Is basically what the show's about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, dude. Every time I'd see commercials, I'm like, dude, this couldn't be farther from what I like.
I loved Daria. I was probably closer to a Jane.
Is that a character on there?
Yeah, she's Daria's friend, who's a little less rigid than Daria. She's able to be a little more relaxed about being so Daria comes across as judgmental, but really she's just got a really rigid worldview. She's not flexible. Jane's flexible.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm so out of it today.
Well, it is almost Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. What are some of your favorite romantic comedies?
I'm not telling you the gift.
Huh?
I already know you're gonna bug me about the gift.
No.
I'm not telling you, woman.
This man is 5 years old. I want you guys to know that because his gift came. He shook it, figured out what it was, and has bugged me every day to open the damn thing.
Not every day.
Yes, you have.
Not every day, but I haven't asked you yet today. Can I open it? Or...
What do you think the answer is?
Yes.
But anyways, favorite romantic comedies.
Titanic.
It's not really that comedic, but okay.
It's a superhero film. What's that guy's name? The comedian?
Oh, yeah.
Roy
We were watching
Woods,
Roy Woods Jr.
Roy
We were
Woods
just watching
Jr.?
Roy Woods Jr. last night.
If you have CBS All Access or Comedy Central, which they've combined Comedy
He's
Central.
super funny.
He is funny. They have 2 of his specials up, and a part of it he's talking about how Titanic, Leo's character Jack is a superhero. So you'll have to watch that to figure out what the hell we're talking about.
I realized when I was thinking about it, almost every romantic comedy I like has Drew Barrymore in it. Because
so you're talking about 50 First Dates?
No, I'm talking The Wedding Singer and Music and Lyrics.
Dude, I don't get why is The Wedding Singer so
it's awesome.
Why do people like it so much?
I love it.
It's okay.
Because Adam Sandler's really funny in it, and Drew Barrymore is so charming. Oh man, the moment that I really just just love Drew Barrymore. There's a moment in it where her mom has talked to her about how she wants when it was her wedding night, all she wanted to do was go try on her dress and practicing talking to people at the wedding, hello, I'm Mrs. blah 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 or whatever. We're so glad you could come. And so Drew Barrymore's character goes, and her mom is reassured her, you just have kind of cold feet, and she's telling her about what she did before her wedding. And so at one point you see Julia doing that, and she's doing the hi, my name is Julia Gulia. And she starts breaking down because she's realizing she doesn't want to marry the man she's about to marry. And she starts to panic and cry and she...
We don't need you to reenact it.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Robbie Hart.
Rachel,
I'm so glad you could come to our wedding.
You're speaking so quietly and so far back, it's not going to pick you up. You have to be right next to the mic. All right, what were you saying?
But I love that moment where she's trying to use the guy that she's planning on marrying. She's trying to do the thing that her mom says she did before the wedding, and it's just bombing. And she's just panicking. I can't do this is not she's knowing it's wrong and it's not working and they're not meant to be together. And she starts to panic and cry and And she kind of like puts her hands to her face for a moment and, hi, I'm Mrs. Robbie Hart. I'm so glad you could come to our wedding, you know, and the big old smile and the whole and her whole demeanor changes. The shoulders come up and she's big and she's smiling and she's animated and excited because she's using Adam Sandler's character's name now. She's imagining being married to Adam Sandler, not the other guy in the movie that she's planning on marrying. We're clearly not meant to be together. They managed to pull some Shakespeare shit there too, because that's when he comes up and wants to express his feelings before the wedding. But he sees her in the window practicing saying his name, or practicing being married to him. Mm-hmm. And he has no idea. He's assuming she's sitting there all excited about this wedding she's about to go through with, and that he's not going to go after her because she sees how happy she is, but it's because she's happy about the idea of being with him, not with the guy she's about to marry. I just love just that little, it's so good. Oh, I fucking love that moment. And she's amazing in that movie. And Adam Sandler is super funny in it. It doesn't go quite as, there's I'm with Adam Sandler, up to a point in some of his movies. Some of it, generally, I can roll with it. But once in a while, he just goes to a spot where I'm I don't find this funny.
So you liked the movie Zohan, huh?
No.
You liked that movie a lot. I thought that was one of your favorites.
That's funny. But yeah, no.
Is it Don't Mess with the Zohan or something like that?
Yeah. That wasn't really one of mine, but the other one, Music and Lyrics, is so good too. I like Hugh Grant though. He's a whole kind of awkward Englishman thing. It fucking works and it's not fair. And it makes me mad. Damn it, you shouldn't be allowed to do that. It's not fair. But no, it totally works. They are so their energy in that movie is so cute. I love it. They are so funny.
Yeah.
They got to write a.
And what movie? The
Music and Lyrics.
Never even heard of it.
We'll have to watch that sometime.
Oh my gosh.
You might actually like that one because it's pretty funny.
Right. How old is it?
2004, 5. It's so good, though.
That's getting close to my cutoff.
It's adorable. I know. This man has no range.
It's just when it gets to a certain point, I'm just you had to have seen it when it came out, or it has to be a fucking platinum movie.
I don't know why, but I just find that movie adorable. It's very easy to watch. It's very relaxed, and you've got Hugh Grant with his being, his goofy British self, and you've got Drew Barrymore over here just being charming as hell as always. And the soundtrack is really fun.
Well, it's with older films, they have a different pacing and stuff. You get used to what's made now.
The pacing is really good in that movie. I really enjoy it.
But I'm explaining why I have a spot where I'm just I don't know. When I hear about certain movies or old or something, I'm it's hard to watch some of them, even if they're classics. If you haven't seen them before and you're watching them, they can be very slow. They don't make movies like they used to, where they would be very drawn out, everything. They're breathing. No, but I'm talking about Jaws is very drawn out in scenes where it's just very slow. It's they actually pause for long moments.
Isn't that kind of the point of that movie though, is to build the tension?
No. I'm saying movies back then in general, they're slower paced. Just
it depends on the movie.
The Shining is very slow.
Again, building dread and
it doesn't matter. It's that time period. If you're listening to what I'm saying, is that time period. A lot of the movies, they're just slower. If you watch movies back then and stuff, there's these moments where you can just hear the birds in the background and stuff. You don't really get that anymore with films. They're a lot quicker because they're trying to hold your attention, especially stuff for Netflix. They're trying to hold your attention. So they're trying to keep things rolling and editing and stuff. You have YouTube where everything is so hyper edited quick. And that's what I have to do too. I have to hyper edit everything. There's no moments to let people breathe and feel like they're there. So that's why when you're watching stuff back then, it's like, this stuff is so drawn out and it's very hard to watch older stuff. It has to be so good. But it got to get you right away, because if they don't, you're going to get like, oh, I'll just look at my phone. No, that's the mistake. So that's why it's harder to watch those things. I mean, unless you watched it and you have like some connection with it, like with Christmas or something, it's harder to watch them. Like It's a Wonderful Life is great. But if you try to watch it and you're not into those films, it's going to be harder to get into it. Even if it's a good movie, they don't make them like that now. Kids are... people are, what is it called? Conditioned to what's now. So when you're watching that and it's black and white and.
See, that never bothered me.
What?
Old school pacing or black and white or subtitles. Well, clearly,
but the thing is, clearly there's a reason why everything is not in black and white now, because, it's if they do it now, it's because they chose to do it in black and white. Right. But there's a reason why things aren't in black and white. The majority of them is because it's gonna bore people. You have to have a really good idea to use black and white.
Well, you got something like The Artist or Good Night and Good Luck.
Well, it's kind of like The Lighthouse, which I still gotta watch. Too. I own it. I haven't even watched it yet, but it looks fucking wild. That movie looks so weird. I love
Pattinson. He's so
just like
good.
The art style, like it feels like an old film, but it's not an old film, and it just seems weird. Like the trailer, I think they're just guys that go mad.
Essentially.
They obviously come down with some illness that
there's
makes
a
them
weird
just lose
dynamic
their
between
mind.
them, and they go kind of wild, from what I understand.
Well, I wonder if there was even a script when they were filming it.
I have no idea.
The trailer doesn't make any fucking sense. You don't know what anything is about. They're just two dudes that watch a lighthouse that lose their fucking mind.
I love Pattinson. I've always loved Pattinson. His weird ass. He's the most like chaotic person ever, and I love it, and it cracks me up.
If it wasn't so late, I'd be like, we should watch that film. Because do you think you'd be into that type of film though?
Yeah, well, you know me. I don't have a bubble.
Oh, bullshit. You definitely have a bubble, and a lot of my stuff is outside of that bubble.
No, it's not.
No.
I've also watched
like you and food.
95% of what you've seen.
No. There's stuff you haven't seen, but you definitely aren't interested in watching. Fucking Pain and Gain is one of those movies that are outside of your bubble.
See, my energy is too queer for you.
What the fuck? You don't want to watch it though. You can't say you don't have a bubble and then say that you don't want to watch something.
It's just so funny because your movies.
The reason why you don't want to watch it.
Have a dick.
Listen. Whatever.
I'm teasing.
But you say you have no bubble, and then you won't want to watch that film. And the reason why you don't want to watch it is because of the director.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about Michael Bay.
But the thing is, it's not. It looks like a Michael Bay film, but the story is not the story you know. It's based off of real life, and it has The Rock in it, and Anthony Mackie. Two actors that should just sell you right away. I mean, Mark Wahlberg, but that doesn't seem like somebody that would sell you on a film. But Anthony Mackie and The Rock, and it's like a dark comedy. And it's based off, like, when you watch it, you will not believe that this actually fucking happened in real life. It just doesn't, it's weird.
I feel like after 2020, I could believe a lot of things.
No, not Pain and Gain. It's just like, did people really fucking do this? This seems fucking wild. Oh, and I think the guy that plays the Punisher, not the movie, but the TV show, I think he's in it. Okay. I'm not 100%. Oh, they have, it's either the guy that plays Monk, or maybe I'm mixing him up with one of the
Tony
guys.
Shalhoub?
You know what? I'm going to actually look it up just to make 100% sure. All right. Yeah, so.
Shalhoub might intrigue me.
Tony Shalhoub, Ed Harris. Yeah. Rebel
Maybe.
Wilson. I forgot she was in that.
Interesting.
Ken Jeong.
We'll
He's
see.
great.
We'll see.
Oh, wait, is this? No, okay. I thought it was the guy that did the voice on SpongeBob of
Tom
the
Kenny?
guy that talks like this.
Oh, okay.
But no, it's not him. You know who I'm talking about, though?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, this cast is strange. But I thought I was gonna like it because it was just like a movie. It seemed like it was about meatheads and like working out. I didn't know what I was getting into it when I went to watch it. It's like, is this a movie about just meatheads and stuff?
I
like
could
working out
probably-
things, but it's not.
I could probably tell you the plot by the trailer.
What do you think the plot is?
I want to say I have heard a little bit about the stories, but I don't know the whole thing. I would need to see the trailer.
What is it about?
I would need to see the trailer.
What is it about?
I need to see the trailer to be able to tell you.
I don't even know the trailer. I wonder how much the trailer would give away, though, because I don't know if I've seen the trailer.
He gets so mad because
she reads into everything. So if I
Yeah.
showed a trailer, she'd know the whole fucking story.
Yeah.
So why show you a trailer?
I have a brain for those kind of patterns. I don't know why.
Dude,
I just
literally, we get on. It's not even Netflix. It was CBS. All
Yeah, we were about to
Access,
watch that
the stand up.
Stand up, yeah.
And there's 3 sentences on it, and she's calling the jokes. Or like as he's talking, he'll talk about one person, and she'll know what like that where the setup is going, and just know what the answer is. I'm like, what the fuck? She'll be talking. I'm like, we gotta pause this. I don't want closed captioning on it because because closed captioning will post what is being said before it's said. So it ruins the joke because it's just plain. It's just text. So you don't get how they're saying it or like the pauses and stuff.
See, my thing
are very
is
important.
I don't know. I have a brain for those kind of patterns in the art I'm watching or whatever I'm seeing. So it's really easy for me. Like, for instance, when we did a little like newspaper thing in a class once, I ended up with the like movies or media coverage thing. So I did this little like blurb for a movie at the time. And my 8th grade teacher assumed I'd plagiarized it because I managed to get the tone so like movie trailer like tone.
In a world.
Kind of ish. I mean, not entirely that, but kind of using those, you know the style of the thing, like little girl goes into the big city, blah, 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 like just whatever. You know the beat, the syntax that gets used and the tone that's used in those. You can tell like where something's going with that. And so they made us bring in the box of the movie to confirm I didn't plagiarize it. She thought I had. It was ridiculous. At the time I was like, I just get how it sounds. Like my head is just like I have the brain for it. For that kind of like, okay, when the violins swell and it's this big, like, and you're on a cliffside. Oh, with a woman in a big bellowing dress or whatever. Oh, this is supposed to be like a romantic epic, or it's a Jane Austen movie, or it's whatever. Whereas if you get like a kooky, like, with the drums and it's a high octane, fast cuts and fast jokes with sound effects. Okay, this is supposed to be like a wacky comedy. Oh my gosh. How, like, it's supposed to be a big deal. I figured that out. Or the creeping, the da-da, 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 the dread of a horror movie where something's dark, 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 and then blah! It's a big like jump scare, fucking whatever.
But
ooh, oh my god! I figured out it's a horror movie.
No, she'll have either A, seen it before, Or the more likely, she's read the book, so she knows what parts somebody's supposed to die, and it might be a little bit different, but you can see her bracing. So I'm like, okay, so clearly this character is supposed to die at some point. Like, it may not be now, and it most likely is probably right now, but if it doesn't happen, I know it's going to happen, and so it's spoilers. So I don't like when she projects her, because she is not subtle about it. She will lean back. She will cover her face, go like this, so she's not seeing what's about to happen. And it's so fucking annoying.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Just brace for the impact and let it happen. That's the fun.
No, you see, for instance, he's referring to the time we went and saw It Too, and it's that gay couple at the beginning of the movie that gets hate crimed. That scene in the book,
but it was it wasn't just for that scene. It was for other scenes too.
Brutal. It's so brutal, and I hate it, and it makes me really sad and upset. So when it started, I was just like, I'm not. This is really difficult. Like, I'm hiding myself because that scene is just difficult.
Yeah, I don't know. You get way too emotional with these films. I can literally watch horror films and just watch people get sliced up.
This man has no emotional connection.
It's a movie.
I swear to God.
It's not real life.
No, I know, but do you not feel anything with art at all? You don't read into anything. You don't feel anything?
You can feel stuff inside, but you don't have to project it to everyone. People don't need to know how you're feeling when you're watching it, Rachel.
Did you cry during Toy Story 3?
No.
At all? Oh my God.
No, it's fake. It's not real.
You're soulless.
Toys don't talk, Rachel.
No, I know. But goddamn. Buzz, what do we do? Oh, I'm crying for the rest of the movie. Every time I see that movie, it gets to that point when she asks Buzz, what do we do?
We gotta watch those movies again.
And My Girl. It's like a button. No matter how many times I've watched that movie, the minute she says, "Where's glasses? You can't see with those glasses." Oh my God. I can't. Every time. It's like a button. I've seen that movie 20 times and I bawl at that scene every single time.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Dude. It's awful. I hate that scene. Kills me so bad.
I like when bad things happen to good characters.
Yeah, because again, Slytherin over here has no soul.
I like the shock value. Where you're just like, what the fuck just happened?
See,
that's a good one. When it could be like when it really works.
Yeah, and it depends for me.
If it's a good one, like Game of Thrones in the earlier seasons, were really fucking good at that. So those last 2 or 3 seasons were bad, but like the other seasons before it were fucking fantastic. Like the Red Wedding. Didn't see that fucking coming. Except for Rachel, because she knows history. Mm-hmm. That motherfucker.
The minute she glanced down and saw that armor, I'm like, fuck.
You also knew it was coming too. And you heard about that it was an iconic part.
Well, I hadn't heard too much, but when the oh crap, what are their names? The family that he's marrying into, that they're trying to get across Rachel. The area of.
I couldn't remember like Tyrion's name for like the longest fucking time,
because I knew that dude at that
Lannisters
crossing. No, he's not it's the one that Arya slits the throat of.
Dude, she kills a few people.
I know, but the one at the end where he feeds his family to him in a pie.
Talking about the old guy that sweeps in Harry Potter?
Yes.
I don't know what his name is. I know what you're talking about though.
The family name. But anyways, the way that he was talking, I'm like, oh shit, this guy's mad and he's petty. He's petty as hell. I can see it. Oh, this is not going to go well. He feels slighted. He's an entitled white man. This won't go well. And based off the history we're playing with right now, yeah, this don't go well. So the minute that Catelyn peels that little, and she sees the armor under the dude's shirt next to her, I'm like, fuck, here we go. Here we go.
Did you just keep saying fuck the whole time?
No.
I feel like you did. I would have loved to have been there when you watched it. But you knew that they were all going to die?
Not everybody, but I knew that this is going to be a bloodbath.
Because you knew
gonna be a bloodbath.
Well, she would try to predict what was coming next based off of how it was going with the real life history.
Well, because I know that
she's like, when are we going to get this event?
Well, that's the thing, you never know. Like, he's kind of loosely playing with this.
Yeah, but you know the big iconic stuff he's going to include.
Probably, but it kind of depends, too, because we're drawing...
Isn't the episode called Red Wedding?
Yeah. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh.
It's called, oh, shoot.
Isn't it a thing that basically just reveals what it is, though? No.
They did a pretty good job of hiding it. But yeah, it was... Oof.
Well, it seemed like everything was too perfect. Like, oh, they're about to have a kid. They're getting married. It's like, where's the stabbing?
Just the fact that Walder Frey, there it is. The fact that he was willing to, like, this man that we've clearly seen be so petty, was so willing to let this go. I'm like, yeah, fuck that. I'm sus. This is sus as hell. I'm suspicious as hell here.
How did Littlefinger die?
Arya and Sansa.
Really?
Like, yeah, you're done. You're done trying to turn us against each other, sir.
Oh, I remember it was like that.
How do you plead, Littlefinger?
Did she kill him in front of everybody, or how did it go down?
Arya does. Slits his throat, because you originally think that Sansa's going to put Arya on trial. And when she says, how do you plead? And then turns to Littlefinger and says, Littlefinger. And he's like, oh, fuck. And then Arya just...
Yeah. Wonder if I liked that or not. I feel like I didn't really care for it or something. Did you like how he went out?
Who, Littlefinger?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been waiting.
I know people were waiting and they were wondering how it was going to happen, but
I kind of like.
Did you like how he went out though?
I do kind of like the revenge of this guy that was manipulating Kat and her Eliza. He's trying to do the same thing to her daughter, and they're just like, no, actually, we're not playing this game. And I love that.
I feel like it could have been more brutal somehow.
I don't know, but what?
Like what was the most brutal? There's only one that comes to mind for me. What was the most brutal killing? When was that one?
Basically the mountain smashing his head like a melon.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one too. But
Martell.
No, that's not the brutal. That is not the most brutal one to me.
Well, what did you think? The most
brutal one was the Golden Crown.
Ooh, the Golden Crown was good.
That was so gnarly. And if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, well, again, spoiler, but
also a historical event.
Yeah, where they took like a bowl or something
of molten gold
and poured it on his head, and you just watch it like just burn his face and everything. It was crazy, and he's like, ah!
And I do kind of love like
Jesus Christ,
Danny getting some kind of vengeance and solace.
Dude, that was so brutal.
Like, yeah, you abused this woman for years, and yeah, Drogo's not gonna take your shit.
But here's the thing, though. When I watched that, I didn't even think of the guy that got the Golden Crown. I was like, dude, you know this guy does this to like everybody, though. Like, not that specific thing, but he'll kill other people brutally. So I'm like, I just think about other people who might have not been a shitbag like him and got like a horrible treatment of like skinning their face off.
That's an issue that Danny, like, you know, when that's Mary Mazdur right there.
Say it again.
Mary Mazdur.
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember who
when they go into a town and the Dothraki pillage and rape, she finds a woman being assaulted and is like, bro, no, we can't do this. I don't like this at all. You need to tell them to stop. And she does. But for all it's worth, that's what that woman is who ends up making Drogo catatonic.
You know,
She's the reason he died, but then she's also the reason Danny's eggs end up hatching. So
that sounds horrible.
Because you need a blood sacrifice. She's the blood sacrifice. She died on the pyre with Drogo.
He wanted to come back so badly.
Yeah.
I think it would have been so good because they could do anything on this show. They have literal magic. And they brought Jon Snow back. Anything is possible.
Oh, they bring back so many people.
Yeah.
As much as Martin loves to talk shit about freaking Tolkien bringing back one character. One. He's over here popping people up like daisies left and right.
It would have been great. It would have been great if they like explained it somehow and he came back in like the last season because that would have caused so much chaos.
That'd have been interesting.
That'd have been and like more. They could have made him more badass looking and stuff.
But at that point, Danny's journey,
it would have been a perfect conflict.
No, we don't need Drogo. We don't.
What do you
Drogo.
think would have happened?
She's gonna be submissive to him again.
You think so? I don't think so.
Oh, it's gonna be a power struggle between them. Before we even get to Jon.
I don't think you could change Danny's destiny, though.
Yeah, you could. Danny's would have had to have done
mad, Rachel.
what she already planned on doing, which I also hate. But Danny was gonna do what she'd already planned on doing when she was pregnant with Drogo's child, puppeting the men in front of her. Because she can't actually.
Did she lose the child? Whatever happened
Yes,
to the
they
child?
lost. They lost the baby.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I do not remember no baby.
Mm-hmm. No, because they lost the baby.
Yeah. I think that would have been really interesting to write him back in. Oh, that would have been so good.
No.
Do you think somebody would kill him?
I don't want him.
What do you think would happen?
I don't want him around. Not at that point in Danny's story. She's grown too much. She's done too much.
He went out like the biggest bitch ever.
It's good.
Did he get like poisoned accidentally?
No, he got a nasty cut, an infection.
Yeah, that's the dumbest. That's like the tamest way to go out in Game of Thrones.
He was doing that fucking male ego thing, and then got in a fight with someone that challenged him and got himself badly cut, which in this kind of world, you end up with a really gnarly infection and could legit die.
Isn't that what happened to the king? One of the kings? Remember he went on a boar hunt or something and then got sick? What? I forgot what happened.
Yeah, no, that didn't actually. Robert.
Why are you trying to hold it in? We've seen the whole show.
Well, no, it's just like the West, like, because you don't actually get to see the scene, but it's implied that Cersei orchestrated his death in some way.
Yeah. Okay. So Drogo.
Yeah.
Drogo. In one way, gave the brutalist killing, and then had one of the lamest deaths. Lamest death. What was a lamer death than that? He had an infection in his shoulder.
Well, no, he actually died from Dany smothering him.
Yes, exactly. But I'm saying, though, is that he was ill. It's so lame.
That's how...
They're trying to make it sad.
That's how it be in that
how
kind
it be.
Yeah.
But like...
Well, I mean, in that kind of time, in that kind of area.
Game of Thrones, of all the deaths... That has to be like the lamest one. If you're in Game of Thrones and you're going out, you want it to be so dope. Like if you're the actor, you want it to be cool looking. Oh, I'm sick. Smother me.
Well, she kind of did that because she knew that he would. That's not how he would want to go out. And as conflicted as I am about the whole Dany Drogo relationship, because it's I mean, basically, like, she readjusts herself to orient around him. But he does kind of soften a little bit for her. But this is not an equal partnership in any stretch of the word. The way it starts is gross. And they kind of learn to get along okay. But it's so sad. Oh.
Why is it sad? I just don't get it. How do you feel any sympathy for him?
I don't.
Okay, then why is it sad?
I feel sympathy for her.
Because she needs to have therapy?
Oh, all of it. In fact, all of it. She deserved so much better.
She deserved those dragons.
No, what she deserved was... Okay, so this female character who has gone through so much violence, abuse, rape. All these men have hurt, abused, manipulated her all the time. And in various, levels of violence and various levels of manipulation. I mean, you've got everyone from her brother being like the grossest, most abusive asshole to someone like Tyrion who's gently trying to like help work her into something better, hopefully. Still a little manipulative, but still on the better side of that. And then you've got Drogo and you've got Jorah and you've got all of these people who just, like, all these men in particular that are just, like, constantly. The dude at Marine, the black guy that tries to get her to marry him at one point. Like, all of these people are constantly trying to manipulate her. And the fact that this sexual abuse victim and survivor goes out by somebody she ostensibly has feelings for and loves, stabbing her in the back in the middle of a kiss. I'm sorry. That makes me so angry.
She had it coming.
No.
That dumb bitch.
Fuck that. No, it's not funny.
It's just so fucked.
It's not. It is.
It is funny. It's so dark.
It's so. It upsets me.
Why? She was like crazy.
It upsets me
The thing is,
much.
he took too long.
Women with power be crazy bitches.
Yo,
Ooh.
Rachel. You might want to do that because she had to go before that moment.
That whole...
You could see the buildup and where it was going was not good.
No, barely. There was barely. That's just it. Give me another season of that, man. Let me see more of it.
No.
This woman who has been so there for the downtrodden and hurt and trying to do justice and right, just going, fuck all you women and children, Dracarys. And this whole town of people that literally were ringing the bell like giving up.
Yes.
In no universe has Dany any instance before that ever continued.
Yeah, she had.
When people surrendered or given up. When they've said, we'll stop. When they've said, we're done. She's done.
Okay, so I don't know what you're defending here. You were saying that you wanted her to go another season after all of that?
Well, no, I just wanted... develop it. It just felt like suddenly,
but I'm saying,
Dany's in crazy woman mode.
But what I'm
saying,
what I'm saying though is that with what she did, you think she deserved to live longer?
No, what I'm saying is I wanted a better build up to it.
I thought they waited way too fucking long. She should have died before the moment she died. Because I would not trust her after that. I'd be like, this woman is a threat. She need to go. She did the craziest solution you could do. She literally did. She literally did scorched earth,
which is not Dany. That's just.
But that's what happened.
We got like almost no build up to that. It felt unearned. It didn't work. Okay,
yes.
Build it over time.
But Rachel, we got to get past that because what I'm saying is, with what she did, she needed to go.
No, I understand that all that, but at the same time,
I thought you were defending it. I'm like,
no, what I'm doing,
yo, she gotta go.
I get that we needed to change things, but I don't like the snap out of nowhere like female hysteria. Oh, bitches be crazy like that when they get power. Like, well, fuck off.
Well, wait a minute. We've had other
with your stupid regressive Medea ass.
We've had other women get power in the show and have
Sansa's
power.
basically become an automaton. Yara's dead.
Who's Sansa again? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember all the names.
Sansa Stark, the redhead.
It's 25 minutes. Oh, yeah. John's sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, don't look at me. I told you earlier, I couldn't remember Tyrion's name for the longest fucking time, and he was my favorite character.
And again, I hate that we also make that abuse part of her arc too. So now she's a cool girl and doesn't have emotions, because if you're a woman with any kind of emotion, you're crazy. Fuck off. To be a woman is you've got to be an emotionless automaton that doesn't care.
But Rachel, you had a range of different emotions from the leaders that were women. So what do you want?
No, you don't.
Yeah, Sansa, you said, is like a robot.
It continues to tell you,
Daenerys, or however you say her name, Mother of Dragons, was totally fucking wild. And then you had, like, in between, the evil one that was truly, like, she's just an asshole. That at the last season, she just stood, like, she had the easiest acting job ever.
That she just basically got to sit up in a tower and drink wine for 3 months. I love it.
Jesus Christ.
So funny.
I've done so much, I need a break.
I love Lena.
But what I'm saying, though, is that those characters are 3 different types of leaders. They're not the same.
They ultimately, though, they end up being... I don't like it. It makes me
like you wanted
and upset
Queen of Wine to die, but it was more like she's a threat is what it became. She's just a threat.
Yeah.
It wasn't because she wasn't like crazy like Daenerys or whatever you say her name. She literally went crazy at the end.
And it's unearned.
But not all the other women went crazy.
It's unearned.
Yeah, they didn't have enough time.
Sansa's an emotionless shell of a person.
They had a long runway or a short runway. Mm-hmm. That was their problem. They made that problem, but
that's just it.
They had to. The thing is, I feel like they didn't know where they were going because they could have made her go crazier in the season before that because it was it's basically one big season.
They
were writing it all at the same time.
Beginning of the season. She literally says
of what one? The last one
of season 7.
There's 8 seasons. I thought.
At the end of season 7, when she first meets the Master of Whispers, she literally tells him, "Bro, if I'm doing too much, tell me before planning a fucking coup." And then what does he do? Not that.
You talking about the guy that like is the monk with no dick?
Yeah.
The eunuch?
Yeah, Master Whispers.
And like how he betrays like the guy who plays him played him totally different.
Tell me. They have a whole conversation of tell me if I'm doing too much. Tell me when I need to calm down. Like,
well, they designed these characters and they fucked up because the characters were designed so well that they literally wouldn't do what they ended up doing.
No, exactly.
Like none of them did the right thing. Even what's her face, Queen of Wine. I feel like she would have not acted like that. She would have fucking. She's a coward. She would have went and hid somewhere. She would have ran off because she's all like bark. But once she's like exposed and somebody has to fight her, she's fucked. So she would have ran. She would have never stayed up in that fucking tower. She's not the captain of the ship. She would have booked it. She said, "Fuck all y'all. I'm out. Peace."
We never dealt with the whole septum thing.
I expected her to run away.
I mean, yeah.
Or like to totally fuck up Daenerys. Like that, those dragons would have never escaped that shit. They had fucking riders, armor or whatever, plot armor.
Yeah.
They threw away all of their concepts right at the end. They're like, we don't put plot armor and stuff. And they had it on that dragon like a motherfucker.
Brienne deserved better.
I wanted them to kill those fucking dragons just to gut the watchers.
No.
Like they just fucking kill that dragon and then there's a real fucking issue. It'd have been way more epic if they had to they needed to put her into a place where like it was actually a struggle. There was no fucking struggle. They just let her destroy it. I'm like, okay, that's not interesting.
I don't know.
I wanted them to kill that dragon because everybody's fearing it, and you gotta make people just like gut wrench. That was what the show was, and they betrayed it. So you gotta. We're gonna wrap it up right here with what Rachel's gonna say, and then we gotta go.
Brienne deserved better, and Tormund wouldn't have played you like that, girl. Tormund was all in.
Dude, they fucked that up too. Like, they fucked up everything. Tormund was supposed to be the guy that got her because they seem so perfect.
Well,
and you were okay with it. Fuck you for that.
What?
The Tormund didn't get her.
No, I wanted her, like...
No,
Tormund
you said it was okay. That you didn't believe that he would have ever got her.
Well, no, I did. My thing is, like, yes, she and Jamie had established this emotional connection as well.
I don't see it,
But the thing that I love, because they spent, like, seasons together. He literally doesn't have an arm or a hand because of her.
That doesn't mean anything, though.
But then there's also the fact in my mind, too, of, like, I like Tormund and her together because I understand. I was reading.
What was all that flirting that they had?
Well,
it was like perfect.
My thing was like, okay, so
where's their giant redheaded kids?
I love that idea. See, my thing,
or maybe what would have been great is if they were actually smaller than normal, like because they're both giant people.
My thing with it was though, I really like. See, I was reading this thing and someone was telling me like I'm really annoyed about the idea of Brienne and Tormund together because like the two big people have to be together because as a big girl you have to end up with a huge dude or whatever.
Chicks normally like a guy that's like bigger than them.
But you're supposed to end up with this monstrous dude if you're a big girl or whatever. But at the same time, my thing with it wasn't necessarily their whole size comparison. My thing was the fact that I thought Brienne nobody was putting enough respect on it. Nobody was giving that girl her due. Nobody. I thought she deserved like all of the love and praise all of the fucking time on that show because she's the best. And I just love that immediately Tormund sees her and is like, oh, hell yeah. Yes, I'm all into this. Oh, completely, as is.
And
girl.
You know what?
As is. I love all of it. I want all of it. We will have
Here's the
giant
thing.
children that will rule this land together.
She got what she deserved in the end.
Well, in the end,
I'm just saying, somebody wanted her so badly, and she fucked it up. She went with the guy that ended up saying, fuck you, bitch, I'm out. Peace. After he fucked her.
What she wanted really was her knighthood. That was the thing. That was the important thing. I think she wanted her knighthood. We gotta wrap this up. But Tormund would have been a good guy to her and would have treated her great.
Would have been perfect.
And wouldn't expected her to change. Would have loved, like, yeah, she's a badass knight and it's awesome. Fuck yeah.
Sound like you said a badass nut.
Knight. She's a knight, man. She's a freak. Like, I love it. I love all of that.
We gotta go. We will see you next week.
Bye.